Hi everybody, Patricia Worby, Alchemy Therapies and my emotional audit here. And just a quick one today to kind of update you on what's going on here. Had a very interesting week. It's been quite challenging actually with lots of tech issues. As you may or may not know, I'm sort of launching my YouTube ads for the first time and bringing people into some of the training that I offer, because one of the biggest hurdles when you're offering something that doesn't fit the mainstream is that people don't know how to find you. And so I've kind of made a big inroad this week trying to get my YouTube ad up and running, and just to see how it works. And if it works, I'm getting lots of people viewing my ad and going on to the webinar, because the ad sort of talks about this free webinar that I've recorded, which I think is full of really interesting information. But it's all about the targeting, of course, and I'm getting plenty of views, but not so many are clicking through to book a call with me, and I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's not working properly or I just haven't targeted it properly. This is all a massive learning curve for me. I'm not one to normally publicize or market myself. I'm having to learn from the ground up. So that's going on. At the same time, I'm collaborating with a colleague of mine who is launching a book herself about people who've recovered from gaslighting and narcissistic relationships. And she's doing a book on kind of affirmations for women who've been in that situation. There are plans for a book for men as well, because we understand that men go through these problems also. But the first book is going to be aimed at very much at women who've come through that situation. And I've been collaborating on that. It's her book, but I've certainly been involved in some of the technical aspects. So that's happening as well. And then not only that, but my emotional audit, this chart behind me here, began this week as well. And we've got our new cohort. We're welcoming them to begin this journey with me, which is all about emotional healing and neurological regulation. It's about learning to feel safe in your body and to overwrite some of the symptoms that occur when we don't feel safe, when we do feel triggered because we've got imprints of past experience that haven't been metabolized in our bodies. And I was reminded of that this week, actually, because I watched an interview with Dr. Gabor Mate and Brian Rose of London Real TV, which was, I think it was a few days ago, but I watched it and was just blown away again by Gabor, who's just one of the most passionately eloquent people without being remotely pushy or egotistical. He just knows so much. He's just written a book called The Myth of Normal, which he's busy publicizing, where he's on all the talk shows at the moment. He's 78, which is amazing. He doesn't look 78. He really doesn't. He looks to be in his early 60s, I'd say. And he's very honest about his own journey and how difficult it's been for him to kind of recognize, even though he's this sort of trauma guru, how trauma impacts his own life and his own relationships. And I do highly recommend the interview, actually. If you can catch the full one on London Real TV, it's even better than the snippet that's on YouTube. So I'll put the link below in the description. But having watched that, I was really struck by Gabor saying, in answer to a question, how do you overcome the imprints of trauma and relational trauma in particular, attachment trauma? And he said you have to be able to feel it in your body. You have to be able to tune in to your body. And that's exactly what I do. I enable people to tune into their bodies, because that's what I had to do in order to kind of rewrite the imprint in me. You cannot heal what you cannot feel, all right? And some people are so disconnected, they don't want to feel what's down there because they're frightened that it's going to overwhelm them. The reality is, it's actually a lot easier to face your fear and allow someone to hold you through that process. And it's not nearly as traumatic, actually, as some of the symptoms that you're already experiencing in your daily life. The disconnect from yourself and your relationships, the horrible feelings of shame that you probably don't label as shame, but that feeling of not good enough. We sometimes call it imposter syndrome, that shows up in so many ways and really affects us. And it doesn't just affect our mental health, it affects our physical health too. And we see a lot of the imprints of that in chronic conditions, autoimmune conditions, chronic fatigue, all manner of pain syndromes are often emotional in origin, and just treating the symptoms isn't really going to resolve it. So I was really struck by the interview with Gabor, and what he's trying to do is just amazing. And he's so much on the same level. Well, maybe I'm on the same level as him rather than he's on the same level as me. He's certainly been doing it longer than I have. But, we really need this compassionate inquiry in daily life. We need to understand that we've lost connection to ourselves and to our place in nature and being a part of the cosmos, basically, in how we as human beings are uniquely gifted to kind of contribute to this. We do have a brain that enables us to witness ourselves and to change the way we are. And so we are the pinnacle, really, of the ability to create a new world. And we couldn't need it more than we do now. So heal yourselves. When you heal yourselves, you can actually help heal others in the world. But it all starts with compassion for yourself and what you've experienced. So that's all I've got to say today. There's so much more I could talk about, but it's been a long week, and I'm going to stop there. But if any of you are interested in contacting me, you can contact me through the website, which is listed below as ever. And you can come and join in. It's not too late to join in my emotional audit. We've just had the first module, and you won't have missed anything too much that you can't catch up with. So if you're interested, come along. Find me on myemotionalaudit.com or alchemytherapies.co.uk. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.